Have you ever wondered if Johnny Depp has finally found peace in 2026? The man who has captivated us for decades seems to be revealing a whole new side lately with secret life changes that point to real calm and happiness. Just this April he stepped onto the stage at CinemaCon full of energy to promote his exciting new role in Ebenezer, A Christmas Carol, his biggest studio comeback in years. At the same time he launched his own rum brand, Three Hearts, inspired by his personal story and values. Fans are seeing a more centered Johnny Depp focused on creativity, family and joy. What exactly is behind this transformation? Let's uncover the authentic story of how he is embracing this peaceful new chapter. It begins with something truly close to his heart back in late March of 2026 when Johnny Depp officially launched his own premium rum brand called Three Hearts Rum alongside his longtime friend and business partner Bobby DeLeon at a special tasting event held at the Ebel Theater in Los Angeles. This was no ordinary celebrity side project. It was years in the making and deeply personal, reflecting the kind of thoughtful creative focus that shows how Johnny Depp is truly embracing a calmer, more centered chapter in his life. He even designed the bottle himself, drawing direct inspiration from his own tattoos and the motto "No Fear" that has guided him through so many artistic endeavors. The name Three Hearts comes straight from one of his most meaningful tattoos, honoring the three most important people in his world: his former partner Vanessa Paradis, who is the mother of his children, and his two kids Lily Rose Depp and Jack Depp. In an exclusive interview with People magazine right there at the launch party, Johnny Depp opened up about it, saying, "Three hearts are easy," while showing off the tattoo and explaining how it represents his family. He shared that they all did a little tasting session together and everyone was cool and liked the rum, which highlights just how much he values those close family connections even as his public life gets busier again. The rum itself is a 7-year aged Caribbean blend starting with 5 years in bourbon barrels, then a hint of Oloroso sherry, and finishing with 2 more years in cognac barrels, making it a luxury spirit that feels authentic to his love for quality and storytelling, just like the characters he brings to life on screen. Fans who have followed his journey for decades noticed right away how this project felt different. It was not about chasing spotlight or drama, it was about creating something real and lasting tied to his personal values, and that sense of peace comes through clearly in the way he spoke about it, with genuine smiles and a relaxed energy that made everyone at the event feel the positive shift in his life. Moving forward into April 2026, Johnny Depp took another big step that showed this new chapter of calm and creativity when he made a rare and energetic appearance at CinemaCon in Las Vegas, stepping onto the stage during Paramount's presentation to promote his upcoming lead role in Ebenezer, A Christmas Carol. The film is a fresh take on the classic Charles Dickens story where he plays Scrooge, and it marks his biggest studio comeback in years, with a release date set for November 13, 2026. He looked transformed with the old and grey makeup for the character, but his real presence was full of life and enthusiasm as he debuted the first look footage and spoke passionately about how much he loves the story, having called it one of his favorite films of all time. The audience of theater owners gave him huge applause because they could see how excited he was to be back in a major project on his own terms. This appearance was not rushed or forced. It felt like the natural next step for an artist who has spent time focusing on what truly matters to him, away from the constant noise of Hollywood, and that balance is part of what fans are calling his peaceful transformation in 2026. People who know him well point out how he has been spending more time in places that bring him joy, like his home in France, where the quieter lifestyle surrounded by nature and art has always helped him recharge and stay grounded. He has talked in past interviews about how important it is for him to have that space to create without pressure, and now in 2026 those choices are paying off visibly in everything he does, whether it is launching a rum brand that celebrates friendship and legacy, or diving into a challenging role like Scrooge that lets him explore deep human emotions with fresh perspective. What makes this era feel so special is the way Johnny Depp seems to be prioritizing authenticity over everything else. The Three Hearts rum, for example, is not just a product, it carries symbols from his life philosophy and personal story right on the bottle, making it something fans can connect with on a real level. And during the CinemaCon presentation, he took a moment to thank the fans directly, showing that same gratitude and warmth that has always defined him as a person. Even as his career evolves, it is clear he is not rushing into every offer. Instead, he is choosing projects that align with his values, like this Christmas Carol adaptation, which allows him to bring heart and complexity to a beloved character while working with a strong cast that includes names like Andrea Riseborough, Ramel Tillman, Ian McKellen, Rupert Grint and Daisy Ridley. That kind of thoughtful decision-making points to a man who has found real peace by focusing on quality time with family, creative passions and meaningful work rather than letting external pressures dictate his path. Fans around the world have been reacting with so much love and support, seeing these changes as proof that after decades in the spotlight, Johnny Depp is finally in a place where he can enjoy the ride more fully. Thankfully, one YouTube video even called it his reinvention era in 2026, highlighting how his energy at these events feels renewed and centered on joy, which matches exactly what we saw in those March and April moments. He has always been an artist at heart, whether through acting, music, or now this entrepreneurial venture, and that consistency in following his passions is what makes his current life changes feel so genuine and inspiring to watch. Think about how long it takes to develop something like a premium rum brand. From concept to launch, it requires patience, vision, and a steady hand, something that only comes when someone has stepped back and reflected on what they want their legacy to be. Johnny Depp has spoken before about his love for the ocean and how it helps him find clarity, and the Caribbean-inspired Three Hearts rum ties right into that personal connection, making the whole project feel like an extension of his inner world rather than just business. And at CinemaCon, when he stood there in front of industry professionals, he carried himself with the quiet confidence of someone who knows who he is and what he brings to the table. No need for grand gestures, just honest enthusiasm for the story he was there to share. This kind of grounded approach is exactly what fans mean when they talk about him finding peace in 2026. It is not that his life is suddenly without challenges because anyone in his position faces them, but rather that he seems to have developed a stronger inner calm that lets him navigate everything with grace and focus on the good, like spending time with his children, who he has always described as his greatest joy, or collaborating with friends like Bobby Delian on something as personal as the rum line. Those relationships shine through in every detail and help paint a picture of a man who is truly content with where he stands today. As we look closer at these secret life changes, it becomes obvious how they weave together into a beautiful narrative of growth and renewal. For instance, the rum launch party was intimate and star-studded, but not in a flashy way. It was about sharing the spirit with people who matter and letting the product speak for itself. Johnny Depp even joked during interviews that Captain Jack Sparrow would approve, which brought a lighthearted nod to his iconic role without dwelling on the past. Instead, he kept the conversation forward-looking and full of positivity about new beginnings. That same spirit carried over to his CinemaCon appearance, where he showed clips of himself as the grumpy yet ultimately redeemable Scrooge, and the transformation was so convincing that it reminded everyone why he remains one of the most talented actors of his generation. Yet what stood out most was not just the performance, but the way he engaged with the moment, fully present and appreciative of the opportunity to be back in big studio filmmaking on a project that feels right for him. This careful selection of roles and ventures suggests a level of self-awareness and peace that many admire, especially his loyal fans who have supported him through every chapter of his career. And now in 2026, they are seeing the rewards of that patience paying off in visible ways, like his renewed creative output and the calm demeanor he brings to public events. It is almost as if all the years of dedication to his craft have led him to this point where he can enjoy the process more than ever before without the weight of unnecessary expectations. Another beautiful element is how these changes highlight his commitment to family and legacy. The Three Hearts tattoo and rum brand are not marketing gimmicks, they are real reflections of the love he has for Vanessa Paradis, Lily Rose, and Jack, and the way he shared the tasting session with them shows a man who makes time for those bonds even amid a busy schedule. With the upcoming film and other potential projects on the horizon, Johnny Depp is proving that success does not have to mean sacrificing what matters most, and that balance is at the core of this peaceful new chapter. Fans have noticed it in small details too, like how he appears more relaxed in recent photos and videos, smiling genuinely and speaking with a warmth that comes from inner contentment. It is the kind of transformation that happens when someone aligns their life with their true self, focusing on art, family, and passions that bring fulfillment rather than external validation. And as 2026 continues to unfold with the November release of Ebenezer: A Christmas Carol approaching, it feels like we are witnessing the beginning of something even bigger for him. Perhaps more music with his rock connections or additional creative endeavors that build on this momentum. But whatever comes next, the foundation is solid, built on authenticity and peace. That much is clear from the way he has handled these recent milestones with grace and excitement. To dive deeper into what makes this era so special for Johnny Depp, consider how the rum brand embodies his lifelong love for storytelling and adventure. Much like the characters he has portrayed over the decades, the Caribbean blend with its careful aging process mirrors the patience and craftsmanship he brings to every role, and by tying it so personally to his family, he has created something that will outlast any single film or moment in the spotlight. This long-term thinking is a hallmark of someone who has found real inner peace, not chasing fleeting trends but investing in what endures. And at CinemaCon, when he took the stage to present the first footage of Ebenezer, audiences could feel that same dedication in his voice as he discussed the timeless themes of redemption and change in Dickens' classic story. He connected with the material on a personal level, which made the entire presentation feel heartfelt rather than promotional, and that authenticity resonates with fans who see it as proof that Johnny Depp is in a good place mentally and creatively, embracing opportunities that excite him while maintaining the privacy and balance he has worked hard to cultivate over the years. In 2026, his life seems to be a beautiful blend of public creativity and private joy. Spending time in France, where the countryside and culture have always inspired him, allows for the kind of reflection that fuels great art, and it shows in how energized he appears at events like the Rum launch in CinemaCon. No longer does it feel like he is reacting to the world around him. Instead, he is directing his own path with calm determination, choosing collaborations that feel right and projects that challenge him in positive ways. This shift is what has so many people talking about secret life changes, because while the world sees the glamorous appearances and new ventures, those close to the situation know it stems from a deeper sense of contentment and purpose that has been growing steadily for him. Fans often share stories online about how his journey inspires them to focus on their own peace and passions, and seeing Johnny Depp thrive in this way in 2026 only adds to the connection he has built over decades as an actor, musician, and now brand creator. Each step feels intentional and filled with the kind of quiet strength that comes from knowing oneself fully, whether it is pouring his heart into the design of a rum bottle or transforming into Scrooge for the big screen. He approaches everything with the same level of care, and that consistency is comforting and exciting to watch, as it reveals a man who has learned to protect his energy and direct it toward what truly lights him up inside. Looking ahead, the combination of these recent developments paints an optimistic picture for the rest of the year and beyond, with the rum brand gaining attention for its quality and personal touch, and the Christmas Carol film generating buzz from its CinemaCon debut. Johnny Depp is positioned perfectly to enjoy the fruits of his labor while continuing to evolve as an artist and individual. His ability to stay true to himself amid all the attention is a testament to the peace he has cultivated, and it serves as a reminder that real fulfillment often comes from within, through family, creativity, and the courage to pursue what feels authentic no matter the stage of life. And as more details emerge from his interviews and appearances, like the warm way he described his family's reaction to the rum or his obvious passion for the Dickens adaptation, it becomes even clearer that 2026 is shaping up to be a year of genuine happiness and renewed purpose for him. Fans are celebrating every step because they have seen the dedication and talent that define Johnny Depp, and now they are witnessing how those qualities are leading him toward a chapter defined by calm joy and meaningful work. It is a story worth following closely because it shows the power of staying grounded and true to one's values in a world that often moves too fast. And for Johnny Depp, that approach is paying off beautifully, making his current life changes feel not just secret but profoundly inspiring to anyone who values authenticity and inner peace above all else. The months ahead promise even more insights into this evolution as he balances the excitement of the film release with the ongoing success of his rum venture and whatever other artistic pursuits call to him, all while keeping family and personal well-being at the center, which is perhaps the biggest secret to the peace so many are noticing in him right now. In 2026, as the year progresses further into May of 2026, Johnny Depp keeps demonstrating this profound sense of peace through his daily choices and public moments that feel more personal than ever before, with the Three Hearts rum already generating genuine buzz among enthusiasts who appreciate its smooth 7-year aged profile and the heartfelt story behind every bottle. He has taken time to engage directly with fans through small virtual tastings and social media updates, where he shares simple behind-the-scenes glimpses of the blending process without any pressure or hype, just pure enthusiasm for something he created from the heart. Fans who tuned into those sessions noticed immediately how relaxed and present he seemed, laughing easily and recounting stories from his travels that inspired the Caribbean blend, tying it all back to his deep connection with the ocean and the sense of freedom it has always given him. This is not the rushed celebrity endorsement of years past, but a carefully nurtured passion project that reflects the inner calm he has cultivated after stepping away from the relentless Hollywood machine and focusing instead on what truly brings him fulfillment. In interviews tied to the launch, he spoke openly about how designing the bottle himself with elements drawn from his personal tattoos, including the three hearts that honor his children Lily Rose Depp and Jack Depp, as well as their mother Vanessa Paradis, felt like a full circle moment, one that allowed him to blend his artistic side with his role as a father, and that family focus shines through even more clearly as he balances the growing success of the rum with quiet time spent in his French home, where the peaceful countryside setting has long served as his sanctuary for reflection and creativity away from the spotlight. He has described in past conversations how the simple rhythms of life through gardening, reading, and playing music with close friends help him stay grounded, and now in 2026 those habits are visibly paying off in the way he carries himself at events and in the thoughtful decisions he makes about his career moving forward, from the Rum launch in late March to his vibrant appearance at CinemaCon in April promoting his lead role in Ebenezer A Christmas Carol. The trajectory feels intentional and full of quiet joy rather than obligation. The film itself, with its November 13, 2026 release date, represents a major studio return, but one chosen on his own terms, allowing him to dive into the complex emotional layers of Scrooge, a character whose journey of redemption resonates deeply with his own experiences of growth and renewal. During the presentation, he shared how the story has always been one of his favorites because of its message about second chances and human connection, themes that align perfectly with the peaceful chapter he is embracing this year, and audiences could sense that authenticity in every word as he discussed the cast, including talented performers like Andrea Riseborough and Rupert Grint, who bring their own depth to the project, making the whole experience feel collaborative and exciting rather than stressful. What stands out to longtime supporters is how these professional steps are interwoven with his commitment to family moments that he protects fiercely yet occasionally shares in subtle ways, such as mentioning during a recent conversation how Lily Rose and Jack joined him for an early tasting of the rum and offered their honest feedback, which he took to heart with a proud smile that spoke volumes about the strong bonds they share even as his kids pursue their own creative paths in modeling, acting, and music. This balance between public creativity and private family life is at the core of the secret life changes fans are celebrating in 2026 because it shows a man who has learned to prioritize what matters most without sacrificing the artistic fire that has defined his entire career. Whether he is experimenting with new rum aging techniques in collaboration with Bobby Delian or preparing for the physical and emotional demands of transforming into Scrooge on set, his approach remains steady and centered, free from the chaos that once surrounded him, and that steadiness comes from years of intentional choices like spending extended periods in Europe where the culture and landscape fuel his imagination without the constant intrusion of fame. He has always been vocal about how important it is for him to have that space, and seeing it reflected in his current demeanor at age 63 only adds to the inspiration for fans who have followed every twist and turn of his journey. Another layer to this peaceful evolution is his ongoing connection to music, which has been a constant source of joy since his early days with the Hollywood vampires, and in 2026 there are whispers of new collaborations on the horizon, though he keeps the details close for now, preferring to let the work speak for itself, much like with the rum brand, where the focus is on quality and personal meaning rather than massive marketing campaigns. This measured pace allows him to savor the process and avoid burnout, something he has openly reflected on in interviews, emphasizing the importance of listening to his own needs after decades of high-profile projects and public scrutiny. By choosing roles and ventures that align with his values, like the heartfelt storytelling in Ebenezer or the legacy-building aspect of Three Hearts Rum, he is modeling a healthier way of navigating success that resonates with audiences tired of the usual Hollywood frenzy. And as more details emerge from his recent appearances, it becomes evident how these elements are creating a harmonious new chapter filled with creativity, family, and the kind of inner peace that radiates outward in everything he does. For instance, during a follow-up discussion about the rum, he recounted a lighthearted family gathering where they toasted to new beginnings, and the moment captured in photos showed genuine laughter and warmth that fans immediately recognized as the real Johnny Depp, the one who values connection above all else. Similarly, his CinemaCon energy carried over into subsequent promotional activities, where he engaged warmly with theater owners and shared insights into the production process, highlighting how the team worked together to honor the spirit of Dickens' original tale while adding fresh layers of humanity and hope, which mirrors his own path toward finding balance and redemption in life beyond the screen. These stories are not manufactured for attention but flow naturally from a place of contentment, and as 2026 unfolds with summer approaching, there is a sense that even more authentic revelations about his life changes will surface through continued interviews and perhaps behind-the-scenes content from the film set, all while he maintains the low-key lifestyle that has become his foundation. Whether it is enjoying quiet evenings with loved ones in France or channeling his artistic energy into the rum business, he approaches each day with a gratitude that feels earned and deeply sincere. Fans who analyze his recent interviews notice recurring themes of appreciation for the present moment and a refusal to dwell on past hardships, instead focusing forward on what he can create next, and that forward-looking mindset is exactly what defines his peaceful transformation this year, making projects like Three Hearts Rum feel like natural extensions of his personality rather than calculated moves. The bottle design with its subtle nods to his tattoos, including the No Fear motto, serves as a daily reminder of the resilience he has built over time, and sharing that with the world through a premium spirit has allowed him to connect with people on a level that transcends typical celebrity branding. It is about storytelling and shared experiences, much like the characters he has brought to life, from Captain Jack Sparrow to now Scrooge. And as the November release of Ebenezer draws closer, the anticipation builds, not just for the movie but for the way Johnny Depp will continue to evolve publicly while staying true to the private peace he has worked so hard to protect. In the meantime, his involvement in smaller artistic endeavors such as potential music sessions or art exhibitions keeps his creative spirit alive without overwhelming his schedule, and those who know him best describe this period as one of the most fulfilling yet, because it stems from self-awareness and the courage to say no to opportunities that do not align with his current values. This selective approach has not diminished his output but rather enhanced its quality and meaning, as evidenced by the positive reception to both the Rum launch and his CinemaCon appearance, where the audience response was overwhelmingly supportive, reflecting the enduring love fans have for his talent and character. Looking even further into the year, there are indications that 2026 could include more family-oriented milestones, perhaps with Lily Rose continuing her rise in fashion and film, or Jack exploring his own interests, all of which Johnny Depp supports wholeheartedly while carving out time to be present as a father, something he has always prioritized even during the busiest phases of his career. And it is this unwavering family commitment combined with his renewed creative focus that paints the fullest picture of the secret life changes unfolding right now. The piece fans are witnessing is real and multifaceted, rooted in reflection, growth, and the simple decision to live authentically rather than perform for the cameras. In every interview and public moment, he exudes a quiet confidence that comes from knowing he has nothing left to prove, only stories left to tell and experiences left to enjoy, whether through the careful craftsmanship of a Caribbean rum or the nuanced performance of a Dickens classic. He brings the same level of care and passion, making 2026 feel like a celebration of his enduring artistry and personal evolution. As more fans share their reactions online praising the visible shift toward happiness and stability, it reinforces how much his journey matters not only to him but to those who have drawn inspiration from his resilience over the decades. And with the Rum brand expanding its reach and the film generating early excitement, the momentum feels organic and sustainable, free from the artificial pressures that once defined Hollywood careers. This is the beauty of his current chapter, a time when Johnny Depp can truly savor the fruits of his labor while nurturing the relationships and passions that keep him centered. And as the days turn into weeks and months, the narrative of peace in 2026 only grows stronger, supported by tangible actions like the thoughtful launch event, the enthusiastic film promotion, and the everyday choices that prioritize well-being and creativity above all else. Fans are eager to see what comes next, whether additional music releases, collaborative art projects, or simply more glimpses into the balanced life he has built, because each piece adds to the authentic story of a man who has finally aligned his outer world with his inner calm. And that alignment is what makes these secret life changes so compelling and worthy of celebration as summer 2026 approaches. With its promise of warm days and continued progress on all fronts, it is clear that Johnny Depp is not just surviving the spotlight but thriving within it on his own redefined terms, and that thriving energy radiates outward, touching everyone who follows his path with admiration and respect for the way he has turned personal reflection into public inspiration without ever losing sight of the values that matter most to him: family, friendship, creativity, and the freedom to evolve at his own pace. This is the Johnny Depp of 2026, a figure of quiet strength and genuine peace, whose recent endeavors serve as beautiful proof that after all the chapters that came before, this one feels like home. So tell me honestly in the comments below, do you feel that Johnny Depp has finally found genuine peace in 2026 with these heartfelt secret life changes? Have the calm energy from his Three Hearts Rum launch and his passionate return to Ebenezer A Christmas Carol given you hope for his future? If you loved hearing about his inspiring journey, please smash that like button, share this video with other loyal fans, and subscribe while turning on notifications so we can keep bringing you more real, authentic stories about the man we all admire. Your support and thoughts keep this positive community strong. Thank you so much for watching.